behind. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
This one just leans a little bit more to us. Hi everyone, I am Christian the Cassette Driver. Welcome here to PTM Racing TV. Now live here at Kansas City Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas, where tonight Lonestar Racing returns to the show, returns to its roots, and tonight they are bringing with you the Toys for Tots charity race here tonight, presented in part by our good friends over at Pressure Works, at LSR Gaming X, at Silver Quick 1212 TTV, at Turpen Associates Insurance Agency, at Shop Talk with Lonestar Racing, at Merciless Pros, at Joe Six-Pack Podcast, and CB Simtography. They are all here to welcome you and bring to you the showcase, the power, the speed of the Cup Series Gen 6s here tonight on PTM Racing TV. Now live for the first time ever in a mainstay race. This is going to be a hot and heavy one to the fullest to begin. Let's break it down. Here is the starting lineup tonight. On the pole, Ryan Kuhn will be the number 1 starter in the 72. To his outside, Bo Ledbetter in the 78. Row number 2, Jonathan Atkins in the 17 to his outside. That's Chris W. Watkins in the 21. Row number 3, James Ray in the 00 to his outside. That's Michael Fahey in the 19. Row number 4 is Jesse Hoke in the 36 to his outside. Bill Miller, the number 34. Row number 5, Brandon Minnick in the 32 to his outside. Keaton Burnett in the 37. Row number 6, Chris Davis, the 35 to his outside. Tristan Skies, the 99. Row number 7, that is going to be Craig Lewis in the 30 to his outside. Travis Beertzer in the 22 row number 8 is Sean Roberts in the 6'6 to his outside. Kevin Blue, the number 54. Row number 9 is going to be Chris Jones in the 44 to his outside. Carlos Ramos in the 90. Row number 10, it's Tanner Vanderhulville in the 33 to his outside. Wes Wagon in the 85. Or the 88, excuse me. Row number 11, Stephen Cooper, the number 7 to his outside. Justin Johnson in the 10. Row number 12, it's Daniel Worthington. In the 13 is outside Charlie McCarty. In the number 8, row number 13, Russell Worth. In the 77 is outside Drew Prohl. In the 38, row number 14, Adam Flieger. In the 14 is outside Dustin Price. The 24, row number 10, verse 15, Chris Elliott. In the 29 is outside Dakota Shepard. The 101, row number 12 or 16, Dean Meltzer. In the 42 is outside Jason Harrison. In the 9, row number 17, Jesse Redding. In 721, Jesse Horath. In the 12, row number 18, Dave Laprizzi. In the 27, Keenan Cooper. In the 28, and a whole list of others here. We've also got Britt Osborne in the 421, 76 of Alan Slate, 31 of Emily Uris, and Tanner Van de Hilveel finishing out the field. Race fans, we're underway here tonight. It's time to go racing. Here we go. Whew, I could not even keep up today. I think I'm already out of breath. We're just trying to call these races, and here we are already trying to call a show. How does that work out exactly? I don't know, but let's just figure this out. So off the start here, Ryan Kuhn right now in the 72 has the early lead out of the gate. Pulls off to a tremendous start here as they go, wrecking right down the back straightaway, front straightaway, major troubles. Better, major problem. Front engine blown off on the 78 machine, coming to a dead halt here on the front straightaway. Gyro's going to back him down, try to recenter off, regroup, and get this one figured out. And no, like we said before, this is not going to be a derby or an enduro. This is going to be a legitimate race, which is going to really put some guys out of their element or maybe in their element, depending on how you look at it here. Slight little bobble there by the 00, unfortunately getting tagged in. Field kind of trying to evade and sway out, but could not get out of that mess quick enough. Unfortunately for Bo, that was not all he can do. Thankfully for him, though, he does have one instant repair ready to go on the chopping block, so we'll see if he uses it. If I was him, I would probably start thinking about it. So our field right now going to stretch back out into position here. Everyone going to stretch the cars off and looks to maybe get this one cleaned up a little bit. We'll take it down now and talk with our drivers here. We got a lot of drivers to bring in here tonight, so let's talk with the LSR team boys here. Brandon Minnick now joins me in the number 5. Brandon, how are you tonight, sir?
Oh, I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, doing pretty good here, my friend. Now, this is a little bit of an out of your element situation. Usually we see you kind of rocking it down in the dirt. Tonight you're in the ovals, though. How's it feel to really kind of be playing out in this kind of situation?
Well, I've been doing a lot more asphalt lately, so I think we actually got a chance to put in victory lane tonight.
They certainly know how to put up some speed and put on a show, so we definitely do not discount you there. Nevertheless, best of luck down here on the track.
Well, thank you.
Brandon Minnick, ladies and gentlemen, the number 5 driver here. He'll be piloting that machine all the way to the end here, although he's supposed to be in the 32, judging by our time sheet. Wes Wygan, we know him all too well here. We'll see if he is on the call list here. We don't have very many drivers to talk with here tonight, so be well aware of that, guys. Believe me, there's nothing I can do about it. Taking a look through the field, trying to see who all we have to talk with. Ryan Kuhn, by the way, yes, I believe also is, if memory serves me, I believe he is the owner of RKM Setup Shop. It's great to see one of the setup guys come out here and be able to give these guys a fair hand and a fair shake here and a little bit of a hard racing thing here. Great to see the community come together, obviously. This is all for a great cause, by the way. There ain't nothing about trying to be the winner, trying to be the loser. There is nothing like that. This is all for the good cause here and all for a good showing. And it looks like I may be having some troubles down there trying to bring in drivers here. So I was going to talk to Chris Grones, but I can't quite bring him in. We can't talk with Jesse Redding. We'll see where he is at on the track here before we get back to the green. There, that might be a little too late here. Oh. Alright, so we'll have to refrain from that. I was trying to bring some more guys in for you here so you guys can listen in, but couldn't quite get that going. By the way, if I haven't already said, guys, share this one on around, please. Get some views on this one. Let the people know we are live. Let them know you are here to stay and you are here to support these drivers. You are here to support this family here tonight. We aren't just drivers. We are in the community. We are all here for a good cause, all in the name of charity, all in the name to raise awareness. The children out there deserve a present this Christmas season. Let's make it happen for them. And the best way to do that is to put on a show and something that these drivers know how to do. They put their hard-earned money into this event. They put their hard-earned time and everything into it. And for that, I could not say how much you can commemorate their work and their commitment to what we do as a community as a whole. But tonight, it's just impressive to me how well this has gone down and what we're about to witness here. We get back to the green flag here. It's time to go. Now we do know Jonathan Atkins quite well as well. You may have remembered that 17 machine. He's always been one of those guys you got to watch out for on the track. Always been known to put up a few big speeds and a few big runs here. He's already off to a hard charge on the outside, but on the inside road, here comes Jesse Hoke. The 18-1 now trying to maintain the grip and trying to maintain the speed. Diving it down and off the corners here. Now firing back on position here. Bill Miller trying to weigh right behind him. James Ray on the inside as well. Every driver from the self in this event and in this race. It may be for fun, but it's still a race. And you know what we do in races. We will run our tail ends off if it means getting victory. Which, now that I think about it, I kind of just said earlier it's not about trying to win. But, I mean, did you really think I was not going to say it? I mean, I'm not going to say it's to win here tonight. But you know these drivers as well as anything. They will want to win. They are not going to care what happens other than just battling it out with each other. Adam Flieger here having a little bit of problems down there. Oh, they're wrecking hard back here. Watch out. Big wreck. Big wreck. Caught the last bit of that there. Unfortunately, we could not catch the full wreck. And what happened there, looks like the 29 of Chris Elliott is involved. Looks like a few other drivers involved as well. May have just been a bit of a mishandling there on the end. Take a look at here. Oh, definitely collects in with the 14. Well, from our angle, we can see them slipping and sliding through the grass, and it goes blank. And then this is where we kept the red of it. See if 76 got a big lick in there, unfortunately. Could not escape it. Man, what a tough break there, unfortunately. So drivers are going to have to kind of wheel their way around and get things settled back down. Field looking to get back into position here and hopefully stay somewhat under control. Major damage there on the 721 of Jesse Redding there. Unfortunately, not what he wants to see at all here. But nevertheless here, obviously, I know he's going to have a lot of fight under his heart in his career here. Jesse, are you doing all right there, bud?
Yeah, I just got caught up in that. I can floor it through the corners now, so.
I was about to say, I mean, the good news is you can pretty much treat it like a play track now, if that's the case.
Yeah.
So, all in all, though, we do know you have at least an instant repair ready to go when you need it. I'm presuming you probably want to leave it alone. Maybe if you can't go into pit road, do some damage control, can't you?
Yeah, I've got the quick repair. I'm going to let it run out until it pops. And just bide my time for now.
Well, just don't be popping a balloon. Just don't pop that balloon too quickly here. You know that the bubbles don't stay alone here when we're on the racing channel. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Jesse. Well, I appreciate your time here tonight, man. We'll see what happens here for you and your crew. Thank you for tuning in, bud.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Jesse Redding, ladies and gentlemen, the 721 machine. Trying to hang on in there, trying to give himself somewhat of a battle position. Got a lot of guys coming on board here tonight. A lot of drivers from all across, some names I've never heard of before. So if this is your first time here on PTM Racing TV, first off, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you like and follow us up here, as well as subscribe to our PTM Racing TV YouTube channel. You will see that race in its entirety up on the channel after following this race. So please do stay tuned in for that as we now bring it to you down here with our friend here, Chris W. Watkins. Chris, how you doing tonight, sir?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Oh, pretty good tonight, man. We're just kind of hanging in there. It seems like you're doing much of the same, considering that This is pretty much kind of an elite field of guys really battling it out for their top spot and a little bit of bragging rights while still making for a good cause, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is. There's a lot of fast cars up here. Just glad to be running up here right now. We'll see how it goes later on in the race.
For sure there. Now, how later on in the race would you say is going to really affect the car as well as the tires? Because I know this track really tears up equipment if you're not too careful here.
I think everybody's just going to stay on the bottom right now just to try to stay away from that wall. But I think the wall might be where you want to go when the tires wear out. We'll see what happens. I haven't really ran a lot of laps on this tire set, so we'll see what happens when it comes to 30 laps.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, we appreciate you coming on board here tonight, Chris. Best of luck, and we'll see how this race transpires for you and your team.
Appreciate it.
Chris W. Watkins, ladies and gentlemen, having a little talk down there, the number 21 driver, as our field gets ready to stretch back into position here. So Ryan Kuhn is going to be a race leader here off the start right now. Field trying to place their bets, trying to make their momentum going. Now, before I get back into this racing event here tonight, folks, I just want to let you guys in on a little secret here. Now, these drivers, they are part of a little, well, I would like to say a little fundraising thing, but they're also a part of a little get-around for a showcase of their best cars and their best vehicles. So they did a little vote on that, and here are your winners from that showcase. Your runner-up in that event was this man right here, Brandon Minnick, in that second place spot. That was his own design. He came up with a second place on the showcase, and your winner out of that would go to Justin Johnson with this awesome looking Toys for Tots X machine, the number 10, of course, representative of his dirt car as well as his racing days. A big congratulations to both individuals and both drivers on their respective rewards. And as we kind of settle the storm back down, the dust clouds kind of quicken pace again. That means only one thing. It means I think we're about ready to get back to racing. Live here on PTM Racing TV. Also, just to shoot a little love over to our boys at Holler Boy Racing TV. They are broadcasting as well. So if you want to have two, if you were on and have two streams on, then there you go. We'll give you a couple. We'll give them a little love. Gotta show love to the community, gotta show love to the drivers, and we're back to the action here now. Here we go, off the restart. So we'll field their way down around the track here at Kansas Speedway right now. Field's continuing to start stretching out just a little bit more. That's one thing that's really difficult about this track is kind of getting away from those early drafts, those early runs. They really build up a lot of speed down there, and they can be very tricky to handle and master. But we know one thing, in that it can provide some incredible battles here and some tough racing if done right and done feasibly. We know that all too well. We've seen it before. We'll see it again, I bet you. Kansas has given us some wild moments here, from the long runs to the short runs. The long runs where it literally just kind of boiled down to only a couple turns to separating from victory to defeat. Maintaining grip, maintaining the balance here. Everyone leaning their way down through the field here. Every driver charging their way around, looking for openings where they can. Ryan Ayers coming on board here tonight saying MPN. I'm not really sure what that means. And then David Edward Camley saying, let's go MPN. Oh, that's what they mean. They're running on for MPN. So I'm presuming there's a team down there called MPN now, if I had to guess. A little bit of damage there on the 54 Kevin Blue. You see that right side, that right front corner panel there got a little bit of damaged up on that one. See if we can get a look at it here on the right side. There we go. There's a good look at it here. Take a look at how bent that thing is. It is right now into the tire wear, and it's damaged up pretty hard as he tries to fight it out a little bit with Justin Johnson. Oh, hold on down there. A little bit of loosey-goosey to the corner there. Looked like a good save. I believe that was Jesse Horace. JC Horvath, unfortunately, losing all that momentum there in the number 12. Almost found himself in no man's land in the shallow realm, if you will. That's not a place you want to visit there, sir. I'll tell you that much. Hoek now trying to maintain ground, maintain distance here on Ryan Kuhn. Ryan trying to hang on to the position here. Ryan's not going to be one of those guys you can give up so easy on, man. He will push you to your absolute limits time and time again. Most notably, I know him for his super late model driving style and his abilities that he creates down on his home tracks. He is a fast cat hombre, man. He will not let off on anything here. But neither will that 00, James Ray. Here comes the 00. Oh, big O here, coming for a run, coming for everything he's got. Kyle Weisenberg coming on saying one at a time. Carlos, one at a time, bud. And Chase Spencer saying MPN number 90. Let's go, bud. A lot of love for our MPN boys tonight here. I like it. A lot of support on the channel here. Look at this now. Jesse Hope fighting corner side by side down on the inside. Nearly close to the corner. Almost takes the bumper for a little tag there. Almost a little kiss on the tap. That is a little mistletoe in the top of the end here. Wanted to give him a little kiss. And Hope was like, hey, wait a minute, dude. This isn't. We're not even in December. Why are you trying to play a Christmas Carol around here? I don't want nothing to do with that. Smart move, to be honest with you. I would not want anything to do with it either. That's all I gotta say about that, though. Anyway, moving on back to the field here. Mick now dealing with the number 11 right behind him. That is Craig Lewis. Wait a minute, though. We got problems down there. We've got problems. We've got a caution. Looks like that might be Dean Meitzler. Whoa! Yep, that's definitely Dean Meitzler down there, that 49, and looks like the 33, that is Tanner Vandenheuvel. I probably mispronounced that last name, and I will deeply apologize up front because I'm not the best at that, so I apologize. I cannot get that name right, but let's take a look at the PTM Instant Replay. Looks like this one is a little wild. Looked like a big wreck coming off the corner here of turn number 2. 49 was trying to come to a dead halt here, and you can see a caution's already flying. Quite a few guys involved in this one. The 54, one of them. Whoa! Oh, another one involved in that one. I think that was Emily Uris there. Trying to get a good look. Oh, I think we're going to get a good look at this angle. Here's a look at this. Big slowdown here. We were just caught our cameras right on the target here when it happened. Big wreck ensued. The 11 goes for a huge ride there. That's when the caution flag was flying out, trying to evade the troubles. Everybody seems okay. It seems all right, but unfortunately, the momentum is going to slow down just a little here. Well, I'm hearing a lot of love down there for a certain number 90, so we give the fans what they want. Let's hear from him now. Ladies and gentlemen, Carlos Ramos on the number 90. How you doing tonight, Carlos?
Oh, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Well, doing pretty good, sir. Well, right now, currently, you've got a bit of a fan base growing in our chat, so as always, want to give you a little time to talk. How's the car feeling right now?
You know, actually not too bad. I can feel it sliding a little bit going into 1 and 2, but in 3 and 4, I'm not bad. But I'm able to hang on to it so far.
Now, when the track starts to kind of burn up a little bit and the weather starts to cool down a little more here down in the night skies, do you think that will stiffen the track out, or is it going to make it a little looser, you think, for the other corners?
You know, once the tires really start to get set in, I think it's going to make it a little bit looser, which I'm going to use that to my advantage, hopefully, and start sliding by some people.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Carlos, there's definitely going to be a lot of time to be had. Still plenty of work to do, but best of luck to you and your MPN guys tonight.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Have a good one.
Absolutely. You too. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 90, Carlos Ramos. Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I did not get to say what you were saying in the comment section, but I think you can come back and read it. I think he'll be all right with it. So right now, drivers kind of fielding back into position, preparing to go back to the battle zone here. We'll try and talk with some of our other drivers. See how they're holding up out on the track here tonight. There's a few we can't really get in touch with here, unfortunately, and I do apologize up front if maybe some of them say a cuss word or a swear word in between. I cannot control their language. We only told them when we bring you in on your own, please try to watch your language, so that's all we told them. But, you know how we are. We're drivers. We'll have something to say eventually. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. There's a little bit of there's a lot of drivers I'm trying to find. There's a lot of drivers I'm trying to talk with, but I can't seem to find one that seems to be in with us tonight. Guess that's one of the perks about live television. Can't really bring in everybody at the same time you want to. So, well, there is one we could bring in though. Let's go ahead and talk with him now. Michael Fay. Hope I'm saying his name right. Let's talk with him here. Mike, how you doing tonight, buddy? Got a copy?
How's it going, sir?
Oh, going pretty good, bud. So, real quick, before I go and mess up your name the whole time here, is it Faye or Faye?
It's Fahey.
Fahey. Okay, I thought so.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
All right, so Mr. Fahey, right now, currently, obviously running for a big charity race here tonight with Toys for Tots, and as we're about ready to approach green, what's going to be the strategy to try to muscle your way back up? Because you had a great qualifying time, but they end up getting kind of snookered back there in the field.
Yeah, we're going to try to keep it clean and stay out of trouble here. We had to use our quick fix on lap 2 because the motor was starting to go and accidentally took a set of tires. So we're playing catch up now, but if we can stay out of trouble, I think we'll have something for them at the end there.
I certainly definitely got a bit of time and a little bit of handling to do, but nevertheless, man, it's a long road and a long way to rock and roll. So we'll let you get it down here at Kansas.
Absolutely, thank you.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, here Mike Fahey and his number 19 machine here as we are approaching the green flag restart. Ryan Kuhn will still be your race starter here. He'll fight him out there with Jesse Hoke in the 18 machine to his outside, and of course can't count out old Atkins and James Ray here, looking to make a showing of themselves. Atkins has won here on PTM Racing TV before. He's a proven commodity. He knows how to get the job done. But can he do it against some top level drivers like right here and now? We'll find out. Green flag flies back on out. Let's fire him up. Tracy Huffton and Chase Spencer, good to have you on board. David Edward, Cam Lee, great to have you on board as well. Thank you for tuning in. On the initial restart, whole shot did not do any favors. For that 72, James Ray marching the charge and the double O. The big O is coming for it all. Looking for the race lead, trying to make a maneuver off here. Look at this 3 wide salute down on the front straightaway for just a brief fleeting moment. The number 37, Keaton Burnett, was doing everything he can to kind of hang in there and put on a run. While Sean Roberts in the 66 was right in the same pace and in the same idea, the same ballpark. Had a good opposition there. Down number 11 now, Craig Lewis here continuing to hang in a little bit, trying to douse the flames a little bit of the power that's right behind him. Every driver for themselves here, and no one going to give an inch here to say the least. Bottom lane now, the 6'6" of Sean Roberts getting a good jump off the corners. Again, this is a multi-lane track. Remember, it's a 1.5 miles in length, but it's a multi-lane kind of track and stability. This place allows you to do multiple things and multiple runs, and it doesn't really take shape or take aim at one area in particular. Most guys would say you want to try to run the outside line for a good chunk of it, but I would say, honestly, with the way these cars work, whoa, it's right behind him, though. I don't know if you want to see how that works. Huge wreck ensuing right here. Dean Meitzler. Meitzler unfortunately gets into a huge scuffle once again, and the 49 gets caught up in the worst end of it. You saw literally what's happened right behind him there. They ended up getting clapped in and kind of clipped in, unfortunately. Here's our look at it. Now, I'm going to show you this angle right here. I think what happened was he may have drove up a little bit. Nope, his 76 actually came right down at him. Oh, man. Yeah, 76 and him just completely destroyed in each other, hitting pretty good margin of error there. Not much you can do, though, in that spot, obviously, and ends up costing all of them there, unfortunately. That was your PTM Instant Replay. Well, I think I've kind of held back long enough. I think it might be time to bring in the man of the hour, the man with all the power. We're gonna now go ahead and talk with the showcase winner, just crowned a couple of days ago. It is now time to bring in the mad scientist himself, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Justin Johnson to the show. Justin, what an honor it is to bring you back here on PTM Racing TV.
How's it going, Chris?
It's going great, man. Been a long time since we've seen you. I kind of missed you.
It's been a while, man. It really has. And we've been doing a lot of asphalt, man. And we've been having a lot of fun over here, actually. That's why we decided to make some changes and try something a little different for this Toys for Tots race. Man, we've got a great turnout.
Yeah,
we actually raised more money this year than we did last year, man. Last year was $1,150, and this year we're going to be donating exactly $1,300, and we're having the privilege of being able to give away a GTR sim rig.
Wow, that is a lot to say the least, and really this just goes to show right now what this definitely means to everyone out there, and I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of happy kids out there going to have a toy this coming Christmas season, man. And all really thanks to the work and commitment you have brought in with Lonestar Racing and this crew here tonight. It's been an honor and a pleasure to really be a part of this and do all this, but I got to ask you, Justin, you know, we have switched you over from dirt to the asphalt. I mean, how much of a difference, you know, driving-wise, do you think this is going to kind of play in for your style?
Well, you know, after running these for a lot, I will say that I love these races because it's not like a 20, 30 lap race. You know, even our derbies, you just go out there, there's no strategy. These take an enormous amount of strategy, saving tires. That's why I'm just hanging out back here, just trying to save my tires as much as I possibly can. But, you know, to be honest with you, when I go back to the dirt, it seems like the asphalt helps me more with throttle control. I go back to the dirt and I find myself working the throttle a little bit easier and keeping the car straighter. So, in my opinion, it helps.
I can say from one dirt guy that went on to asphalt and kind of switched over to asphalt, I can definitely concur, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Y'all be on the lookout, too. That's what we were telling everybody in the drivers' meeting tonight. Our next charity race will be in February, and that will be our second annual Make-A-Wish Foundation charity race.
But you certainly know we would love to be a part of that as well.
February 6th, so if anybody's out there that's wanting to get involved, we're going to be running trucks. And, you know, as always, it's 150 laps. Every time we do a charity race, 150 laps. But we're going to be doing 150 laps at Pocono.
Oh. That's going to be an endurance all right in its own right.
It's going to be fun as you can get, man.
It's going to be a wild one, but hey, man, at the end of the day, that is certainly going to put up a number and put up a fight. So we certainly hope to see you and then some, man. Congratulations on another successful charity, and best of luck finishing this race out.
I appreciate it, Chris.
Absolutely. Justin Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, the mad scientist himself, and then number 10, the 150 laps of Pocono. I mean, tomorrow I got to deal with 4 laps of Nürburgring in Nordschleife in Dorfschrood. I'm gonna screw that name up so badly tomorrow, but I mean, that's already in itself just a climb. That's already like a maddening kind of idea. But 150 laps of Pocono. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to have a day off from work. There's no way I'm gonna get through that one without having a little bit of a voice shot. So. I don't know. We'll still do it though. If they call us up, we're doing it for you fans and obviously for the charity. We want to make sure it is done and done well. So we'll see how it all plays out, race fans. We're gonna get back to the action here now. 1/5 of the way through this one here, Kansas. Brian Kuhn still your race leader here, but James Ray has been fast on these starts and on these restarts. Gonna get it dialed in now. Off our restart zone. We're back underway. What a restart here, and James Ray, man, I think he got caught sleeping off guard. He got completely nullified there off the start. I don't even think he knew what he was doing out of the gate. I think he was struggling to keep the car to give it take shape and take aim. Moving through the packs and moving through the fields right now. Currently, we got a little bit of movement down there. Here comes the 21 of Chris W. Watkins with Travis Beertzer right there on the outside line. The 9W trying to hang in there. Another caution comes out here. We got Frums down there. Major trouble implicated here for Keenan Cooper. Not going to be able to show what exactly transpired there. Looks like it was off our camera once again, and I'm not really going to waste your time, guys, with that one. It's definitely not going to be an easy one, folks. Remember, these drivers are battling not only themselves, but they're battling the track. They're battling everything around it, and it's extremely difficult to hang tight and hang tough for that reason. Mark Hamley Jr. coming on board saying, back at Let's Go Racing, boys, and good to have you on board. Eric Cooper coming on as well here tonight saying, hashtag represent MPN. Great to have you on board, gentlemen. So right now we got our eye on the 29, Chris Elliott. We were wondering if we could bring him in. We were going to bring him in now. So Chris, I know this isn't quite the start you were looking for, but again, it is kind of early in the race here. How are you feeling here tonight, man?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How are you guys tonight?
Just same old day, new stuff, really, and certainly has been a little bit of a change up considering this was kind of a left-handed curve swing at us. We were not expecting to see something as crazy and wild as this one came up with, but hey, it's honestly pretty cool to see nevertheless.
Yeah, it's nice to have a change up from the derbies every now and then. Those sometimes get a little monotonous, I guess, but this is a lot of fun.
Yes, it certainly is. So with that in mind, really, maybe you can explain at home just kind of what kind of fun you're really experiencing out here compared to what you were maybe with the derbies. Like, how much of a difference has this kind of made for you in your racing?
It definitely takes a lot of skill to race door-to-door with somebody for a couple of green flag laps. We can't seem to have too many of those right now, but we'll get there.
I was about to say, I think some of them will maybe just need to kind of lower themselves down. They'll be okay after a minute or two.
Yeah, get the pre-bug or the pre-race jitters out.
Yeah, they come by every now and then, or the glitch graphic gremlins, as I refer to them sometimes. They like to kind of peek around every now and then.
I'd like to give a big shout out to Justin and what he's done for the Toys for Tots. This is always fun when we do a charity race and we raise a lot of money, and a lot of good people come together to have a fun time. It's always nice.
For sure there. Whenever us, Elliot, appreciate you coming on board, sir. And we have talked to the mad scientist, so we'll be sure to let him know at the end of the night that you said thank you for everything.
Sounds good. You guys have a great night. Have fun broadcast.
You too, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Elliott, the number 29 driver. Field trying to get front stretched back around here, trying to hopefully get something figured up here. Take a look and see where we're going to go at here on the restart. I believe we are waiting one more lap around, so got another guy we can go ahead and talk with here. Let's bring him on in now. Ladies and gentlemen, in the number 99, that is Tristan Sykes. Tristan, how are you today, sir?
Oh, pretty good, man. How are you?
Pretty good as well. Now, right at this moment, you're up 2 spots. Started back at 12th here for the qualifying end. Now you're in the top 10. A lot of that having to do with field strategy, or what's going on with it?
Man, to tell you the truth, it's more like cautions. Every time a caution comes out, I kind of drop a spot. I was up to 8th at one time, but cautions keep coming out.
Yeah.
I keep getting passed by one car, so.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, it's hanging in there and getting passed by one car means you can still build up some speed later on to get that other car, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, just keep your nose clean. I mean, we're in lap 37, 2 hours into this race, but.
2 hours race ain't nothing, man. It's all good.
but no, it's all good, man. I mean, we're just surviving until the end.
For sure there. Whenever last Sykes, we really appreciate you coming on board here tonight, supporting this great cause here tonight for the Toys for Tots.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 99, in that Toys for Tots machine. I think it's got a little Grinchy style going on, the Christmas scheme as well. Tristan Sykes, though, in the 99. We'll bring the drivers back to field pace and position here once again, as we prepare to go to war once again here. So we saw earlier there with our 2 paint schemes of the season here. The number 10 of Justin Johnson, obviously getting the showcase scheme winner. And that 5 of Brandon Minnick getting a showcase scheme winner as well. Pretty awesome to say the least. Pretty cool to really keep an eye on, keep a track of. And you can see actually that 5, not only has he got a little showcase going on, but he's got a little bit of speed building in there. So here we are, race fans. We got about 100, and if I did my my Crusader math right, I'd say we got about 12 laps. Excuse me, 112 laps. Somebody do the math. I get that right? 112 laps on the restart. May seem like a lot, but again, we are on Kansas, and these cars, they can build up speeds past 30-second markers, so they can get to the 30-second.2s. That's pretty fast considering what these cars usually can do on a track like this. So here we go, bring it back to the green, and we are back underway. Off the entrance zone here, moving it down off the exit once again. Up front, Bill Miller in the number 34, in the 34 is now leading the charge up to the fight. Looking for an opportunity to strike it big and strike it hard here. He's got a run off on the 18. Jesse Ho trying to keep him from building up too much there, but he pushes him back a bit further into the ground. Atkins right in the mix of things as well, holding his line down in place, keeping himself in a good charge here. Another caution flies out though. We got more trouble down there. And I can't quite see what's going on down there or what happened. I'm not getting a word from the racing officials. So it looks like I might have to pretty much kind of call that one what we refer to as the ghost caution, which we don't know what happened, but we do know it came out for a reason. That's a darn shame too. Looked like we got a good start there. A lot of hard racing out on the blazing speeds and out on the blazing track here. So driver's going to kind of keep things more settled down, more under control. Get a good look at some of these paint schemes here tonight. Of course, you got those Christmas color schemes designs in, kind of playing more towards what we like to do, what we kind of like to show, which is always that unique style, unique basis these drivers possess. Their creativity is not only limited to what they can do on the track, but it is also just on those cars and on those designs. It certainly is an awesome piece to our racing history and our racing backgrounds here. As we now look forward through the field and through the track zone here. See if we can get another lured in with one of our folks down here. I think we might have Brett Osborne. Brett, is this you, sir?
This is Mr. Osborne, yes sir.
We brought him in. So, Mr. Osborne, good to see you here once again. I believe we've had you on PTM Racing TV before, but I think it's the first time we've ever really seen you truly on a different playing field, different surface with the asphalt style.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I can barely hear you, and I can't hear you over my game radio. I'll turn it down.
Can you hear us now?
Go ahead.
Can you hear us now?
Just barely, but yeah.
Okay, so I believe it's the first time we've really seen you on a different playing field, kind of a different surface here. Obviously, instead of going from the dirt to the asphalt side of things, how much of a change really has it been for you to adjust to?
Actually, when I started out racing, I of course started on dirt because that's what I used to run in real life. But I've enjoyed the asphalt side more, and also I'm a little better on this side than I am on dirt. Not that I'm good on either one, but
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still getting kind of things dialed in. And also, just for a heads up, I mean, you're literally 18 spots up from a 40-car field here tonight. So, I mean, you can look at it either way, but I think you might have something coming up for these guys.
well, if we could make a few green flag runs longer, that would fall into my strategy. So all this is doing is extending my strategy.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Britt, we do appreciate you coming on board here tonight. Thank you for your time, sir, and best of luck on that strategy and the rest of this race.
Well, I appreciate it, and thank you to all your viewers, for supporting such a great cause.
We wouldn't miss it for the world, man. Thank you for your time.
You have a good one.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, Brett Osborne there, piloting his ride here tonight. Obviously, the 421 machine. Looking to hopefully gain some ground, get some good runoff in the corners here, and some more speed around the track. You may hear the motors getting revved up, getting kind of revved in. Again, they're doing that to keep the cars warmed up. They're trying to keep everything at bay and in place. Hey, judging by that 37 machine, by the way, I don't really know how else to say it, but that's definitely a Santa machine if I ever saw one. Tracy Hutton saying, can we talk with the 101 Dakota Shepherd? I'm gonna check real quick. I do not believe I have them in the call list here. No, I do. I do not believe we were able to bring in Dakota, unfortunately. I'm looking for him, but I do not see him in the call list whatsoever. And if I cannot bring him in, guys, I'm sorry, but there is nothing I can really do. They kind of restrict me on who I can talk to and who I can talk with, so I have no other choice there. Like I said, I'll do what I can, but I never make promises. Here we come now down onto the restart zone. Bring the field back to life. Bring the track back in full gear. Here we go. Toys for Tots race now. Bringing back the charge back onto the ground here. Everyone moving in position, trying to make their runs where they can. Right on the corner ledge here, Bo Ledbetter now moving end with Carlos Ramos. Ramos, we talked with earlier, you heard in his voice, he is just kind of playing out that strategy. I have a feeling that 90 is ever so slightly just keeping a close eye on it. Moving on and down as well right now, Craig Lewis, not in the 30 by the way, he's driving the 11 for anyone that's kind of confused when I showed his onboard camera earlier. That's just the way sim racing numbers are working here. The sims, obviously with these custom numbers, they've got it designed up differently, but sadly that doesn't quite work the same way when it comes to using what we use on our overlays and stuff. So just gotta be very, very well aware of that as we go on board here with Tristan Sykes' car right now. Piloting the Ford Mustang here, trying to hang in there up with the field up ahead of him. Got a whole laundry list of drivers to knock down and kind of take down off this podium pole here. Short term wise, we've seen what these guys can do, but I'm still very, very curious to know what is the long term adamant effect of these cars and on this track. Because to me it almost seems like it's a bit of a hulking mess and a maddening kind of race here when it comes to the control and stability of these racing maneuvers. Back into the line here, back into the pack right now. Wes Wagon here in the number 88. Down below where the 19 and Michael Fahey is. We talked with him a little earlier too, and you heard in his voice he was definitely excited to be here, really ready to put up a number, put on a fight. But he knows There are some strong drivers in this challenge and strong drivers in this pack. Daniel Worthington certainly can be added up in that roster. Remember, he's got a win already in the charity events and charity races. He got that one way back when he was in the Dirt Stock Series. I believe he won it over at Volusia. Because I know Matt Fleming had took one at Lanier, which was in honor of his own family members and all them that day. Worthington pretty much being a worthwhile commodity here, trying to keep up with the change and charge with the charge. As the rest of our field up front right now just kind of does their own thing. Ryan Kuhn still defending off old Atkins. Aki boy there. He will not let him off any time today. That's for sure. Moving to the change right now. Brandon Minnick here is still hanging in there, still doing what he can. Not a whole lot of error for a mistake and everything in between. Mark, if you really want, I may bring Carlos back in one more time because I can't really talk with many other drivers. I'll let you guys decide that in the comments section, but I may bring him back in. I'll let you decide. You are the Remember, these guys, this show is for you. This isn't for us. We're just here to call it and just hopefully put on something for you guys to enjoy. So we'll try to help you out as much as you help us out. You know that rule. Looking up top from the blimp cam here now, getting a good idea just how separated and far between these runs are coming from and where everyone places at in position. There is a whole host and whole water row of guys right now trying to find openings where they can. You can see most of them are getting a lot of the maneuvering done on the bottom lane. Remember, we talked earlier about that multi-group kind of levels, but the bottom lane has always been kind of that upstart, that upshot that helps you keep in balance and keep you in place. Yeah, you're even seeing something too right now, which is a lot of drivers are not trying to burn off and trying to burn down too quickly. They're trying to keep themselves a little bit under control and let everything kind of work their way around. Now you're wondering, okay, wait a minute, why are they not trying to run as hard as the other guys out there? Well, remember, some drivers can really do an extremely good short term, whereas a lot of guys can do a very good long term. Now the problem with that is again, if you're trying to do a long term versus a short term, is how do the cautions play into your advantage? And will that work out for that time? That's what they're kind of worried about right now. That's what they're trying to figure out on the track. Because you can see Kuhn and Atkins, they've already kind of distanced themselves out from the pack here. Kyle says yes, bring it back in. All right, well, if we get under caution, I'll bring it back in. And it looks like I'm not going to have to wait too long for that. Looks like Dustin Price might have been involved in that one here. I couldn't quite get a good read on that here. We'll see if we can find him. Oh, there's a lot of car damage out there. That's not good. Take a look at it from the PTM instant replay. I believe this is what started the mess to begin with. This is number 24, Dustin Price here. Car is already coming to a dead halt, so everyone's already trying to back off, trying to break in. It looks like Ramos actually avoided. Well, at least your boy Ramos avoided everything there, but I don't know how he did. Alright, before I bring any of them in here, I'm going to let them go ahead and take their pit strategies and take their pit stops. So when we come back, race fans, there's a lot more action to be had, still plenty more time to be dealt. Which one of these drivers is going to take home a victory? In honor of Toys for Tots, find out when we return. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, is presented and brought to you and brought by our good friends over at Pressure Works. By LSR Gaming X on Twitch. By Silverquick 1212 TV. By Turpen Associates Insurance Agency. By Shop Talk with Lonestar Racing. By Merciless Pros. By Show Six Pack Podcast. And by CB Simtography. A big thank you and a large part to them as well as you fans for really help getting this off the rails and off the train and just getting this thing kind of all dialed up and ready to go here for tonight's action and obviously helping raise money down there. Okay, well, I said I'd bring him back in, so I'll bring him back in this one time. Are we all listening in? Alright. Alright, Ramos, I know we brought you in earlier, but there's some guys down here that did not hear you the first time, so they just wanted to hear from you again.
Oh, hey, what's going on? Sorry.
I was about to say, like, I think you might not be on our line here.
Yeah, man. So, like that last caution, it was because of me, because someone bounced off the apron, hit me, and then I went into the person above me and just took me out, you know? But it's all right. We'll bounce back here.
Yeah, I was about to say, you had a bit of a rough ride there because on our end, we couldn't see everything that happened, but yeah, you pretty much were able to avoid most of the carnage there, but after a little bit, it seemed like everyone else was kind of tagging you in the rear there.
Yeah, it was just a wild ride. I will say, though, I'd like to give a quick shout-out to Adrenaline Spike Designs for painting the car, NPN for sponsoring me for the race, Art Creations, making T-shirts and all the good stuff, and Hurricane Garage Doors. If you're in Central Florida, you need a garage, hit my buddy Owen Robert up, and he'll help you out.
All right, you guys heard it loud and proud. Make sure you hit them on up, Carlos. We were glad to hit you up once again, and I think we finally made our chat finally happy, so I think they're okay with us now.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, take it easy. Ladies and gentlemen, Carlos Ramos, the number 90. All right, like I said, chat, I will grant you your wish if I can talk with him, and I promised and delivered. As you wished. And there's going to be something new for you as well. Right now, we're going to have ourselves a new leader. We're going to see 23 here at John Tibbs. He's going to be the new starter on the gun. He will set in motion the tone of the field. He is the man in the hour. He is the man with the power. He is going to be the one that sets the tone, and James Ray is just going to pretty much be right there with him. Kevin Blue, we saw earlier run with a little bit of damage up on his end. Seems they've got it fixed up and kind of under control. Jason Harrison, much of the same. So definitely going to be a bit of an interesting go around here as we're approaching the 90 lap marker to go. 91 laps remain on the restart here. A lot of hard racers to still go at it and still a lot of hard battles to play out. But who exactly will be the one to stretch this one out the most and play this one into the end? That remains to be unseen. Here we come now down. It is time to bring the drivers back to life here at Kansas Speedway. Let's get down to it. Oh, look out, 3 wide salute. That's not exactly a place you want to throw yourself into here at Kansas. Number 14, Adam Flieger, managing to stay out of trouble. All for a little bit here, though. He almost found himself in a bit of a rock and a hard place, getting out of that mess. The 99 of Tristan Sykes now moving his way to the chains. The 113, Daniel Worthington. Oh, I think you kind of know what he's up to. He is plowing the throttle and laying down the howls. Like a wolf under the full moon, he howls this car up to the front end of the place. Oh, look out, 3 wide slid in between. Leadbeater, I was going to tag him. No. Oh, Chris W. Watkins, hang on, buddy. Hold on. There he goes. Somehow brought it back down. I don't know how he was able to save it. Great driving, though, on his end and getting good stability and control to be able to fight out of that bad spot. That was a real tough area to get out of. Certainly, that could have been a lot worse, no matter how you look at it from multiple angles and multiple fronts, that is. One thing I gotta love about this racing is just literally wild, chaotic, and frenetic pacing all the way to the end and all the way around. Wes Wigan right now trying to deal with the added pressure of Ramos and Jason Harrison right behind him. Bo Leadbeater here trying to give himself a little bit more grounded grip here. He did not obviously try to go 3 wide and send someone to the shallow round, but unfortunately that's kind of how racing can end up being sometimes. You didn't intend to do something, but instead you ended up doing it anyway. Probably like me, whenever time I try to build a new rig, I always just end up finding myself wanting to buy Fantech instead of just simply keeping what I've got already. Caution flag Zach out now here. We got a caution down there. Dakota Shepard looks like he might have been involved in this one. A lot of guys off the track here. Oh yeah, a lot of guys off pace here. Oh, and a big little hit here, unfortunately, coming off turn 4. Oh! Oh, -7 of Stephen Cooper. He just got licked in a half there. He got a big hit. Take a look at the replay here and see what happened here exactly. Bit of a troublesome situation here, unfortunately, popping up. Looks like Wygan was already loose, and you can see Justin Johnson gets a huge hit. The guy's trying to evade and trying to avoid, and pretty much turning it into a parking lot down there. Yikes, yikes, and yikes. So our field now going to bring him back into perspective, into position here. Now I know we have another driver in here that's ready to talk with us, but I'm not sure which James we got. James, which number do we got with you, bud?
00.
00. Oh wait, we got our eye on you. Oh, awesome. Well, that was convenient. All right. Well, hey man, good to have you on board here tonight. How are you doing here on this fine evening?
Oh, not too bad. You guys?
Not too bad either, man. I know you had to take a bit of a trip down from Nevada the whole way here to Kansas Speedway here at Kansas City. So, obviously a bit of a trip here, a little warm weather to a little colder, but you certainly seem to be in the festivities for the cold weather with that car looking right tonight.
Oh, yeah. It's a little bit warmer.
It's a little bit warmer.
I'm sweating trying to drive this thing right now.
I could probably imagine, man. It's got to be a little bit of work down there. Coming to the end now. What's it going to be real boiling down to for you and your crew? Are you going to try to get that thing in the pit road and fix it up, or are you thinking the long haul?
Yeah, I'm going to try to stay out another 20 or 30 before I roll down.
Well, it's going to definitely be a bit of a challenge here, but we'll certainly let's see what we can do and pull off here. Appreciate your time here tonight, sir.
Yep, thank you guys.
The 00 here, that is James Ray here on the call list. Now we talk with James Ray. Let's go ahead and talk with John J. Timms here. Let's go ahead and have a little listen in here with him. John, you got a copy, sir?
Yeah, what's going on?
Not much, bud. So we bring you on in, have a little time to talk with you and see how you're feeling, man.
Well, feeling pretty good.
You certainly had a pretty good run earlier. You moved up 20 spots right now at the moment, but you were right up there with the field and really putting on a little bit of fight here. What's been kind of the key secret here to really lasting out on this track?
I'm just saving as much tires as possible at the beginning. I'm just trying to save tires, man.
That's definitely a bit of the best way to look at with asphalt. But I have to ask you, coming with about halfway point, reaching here in the next laps or so, would you say probably the guys up front, you think maybe they're going to be raining a little too hard for their own good and maybe burn their tires up on their own, or what do you think?
I don't know. With all these cautions, it's hard to gauge, but I think the guys up front are running a pretty good race, saving tires and just being fast.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, John, we do appreciate your time, at least to talk with us here. We'll see if your strategy and theirs play out to the very end.
All right, man. Thanks.
John J. Timms, ladies and gentlemen, here. Having a little listen in here, the number 20 and that number 77 driver. And the field just stretches right back into position. Ryan Kuhn will regain the race lead, and once again the RKM setup shop 17 of Jonathan Atkins will be right beside him. It's going to be interesting to see what these guys will put on down on the floorboards and down onto the track here. There's a lot of hard racing to be had for sure. And by the way, race fans, for the record, if you're wondering, I have not ever seen this before. I've seen 7,000, 8,000 I ratings, but this is the first time I've seen the actual impossible. A full 10,000 I rating on a Ryan Kuhn. I have to ask only one question. Who let this guy in the building? I mean, Ryan, don't get me wrong, buddy. I love you, but how did you even get into the building? He must have had his book rated. He must have had his racing Bible set to Excel Broncos first 8 of 5. It don't matter how fast I appear. At the end of the day, I trust in the power of speed, and I will make sure this car gets into victory lane before you know I'm there. I guess that's how it works out, all right. But here he goes off the restart, back into position. I didn't even know you can get that high of an I rating in this stuff. How's that even possible? Sean Roberts right now, the 66, going to do battle here with James Ray, which talked a minute ago with him. He said he was feeling kind of a little hotter up there earlier. Well, kind of cooler down here in this case here, but the field is certainly not slowing down from the heat. They're actually building more up. Things are just heating up around these parts of town. Back on board here at John Timms right now as he continues to move the chains up. Another only 19 spots in with it. Wes Wygan and Chris W. Watkins here all in the proverbial slant shark mode. Just trying to hold on, trying to keep things in play and in balance. And again, you know, we've wrecked out a lot of cars earlier on and already throughout this event, so that makes you wonder, are we starting to reach the end of the long-term use of the short run? And what I mean by that is we've had a lot of laps put under caution. We've had a lot of laps put under just because, unfortunately, we haven't been able to build up the speed and build up the gravity of these cars tonight. You know, has that fully changed? Has that been fully deciphered and done right? Get a good look from the distance cam here. You can see the second place driver, just how far he is ahead right now of Miller and Hoke. Obviously, Atkins and Kuhn are going to pretty much be kind of fighting it out throughout this event, throughout this race. But, you know, long-term strategy-wise, tires will definitely have to be put on hold, and they'll have to be kind of stretched out now, knowing that this could be a longer run format here. And we are vastly approaching the halfway point. I think this might be the longest broadcast we've had in quite some time here. I know we've had some that have gone over 2-hour markers, but this might be it's been a while since we've had a Lone Star race like this one. Muscling their way around the track here. You can see a little bit of a gap starting to sway off just a slight bit on Kuhn and Atkins. Atkins trying to do a different line than Kuhn is right now. Trying to rock the outside line. Kuhn going to the bottom and trying to hang in there up there. You see Lebetter and Burnett here kind of just doing their own little thing as well. Burnett staying outside, more middle course to the ground clearance, where the 78 kind of the complete opposite, trying to move more of the chains on the bottom lane here. Either way, I think we don't need to disagree that this has pretty much been kind of a go out, go getter kind of night for every single one of these drivers out here. Burnett switching it up a little bit. Got the round lead beater here because of that, and now taking over position. Back through the field, here we go here, and look now right up in the charge. Dakota Shepherd, the 101, trying to hold off that power of Tanner Van Heuvel. Again, if I'm saying your last name wrong, Tanner, just feel free to message me up and let me know. I apologize, brother. Wes Wagon here, the Milner 88 machine is coming up the Camaro, trying to hold back, trying to build up the speed, build up the run. John Tim's right behind him. Not a whole lot of room to be making mistakes, not a whole lot of room to really give up too many chances here, too many opportunities for the other. Back up into the front now. Looks like the packs are starting to form up something here. Unlike the next gens where we saw them running out here a little earlier ago, they were really kind of keeping their distances close and their track even closer, which is what they were really after with that kind of pack racing mentality style. But this is a whole different ball game here. This is now where you have to build in not only a draft but also stability and control. That is a lot easier said than done when you really face the facts and you face the kind of the corner entries and kind of the momentum that really draws in with these kind of races. Atkins still diving up real high there, looking for any kind of momentum, but Kuhn, you can see defending the bottom off pretty well here. That one's going to kind of give me a little bit of that Logano Harvick theme here. What I mean by that is, of course, if you already know, you know. But for those that don't know, what happened was about a couple of years ago when Harvick was pretty much on that hard racing win streak, he ended up having himself a little bit of trouble getting into that final fourth shot, and one of those races was down at Kansas. That completely nullified any chance he really had for the later half because of the way things played out. He ended up finishing second place due to that dirty air issue that was really plaguing him. Logano was able to hold him off, even though really Harvick was the much faster of the two cars. Just couldn't find a way around him, and that's exactly kind of what I'm seeing right now with Atkins and Kuhn. Although lap traffic is going to play a slight factor, I would say. Depending on where he wants to choose his line at, or where either Kuhn or Atkins goes for him. Bill Miller watching on from behind here right now, just kind of keeping his distance and keeping it very close together. All about stability and control, not trying to put yourself in a wrong hard hatch here. Craig Lewis straight on the bottom lane. 00 James Ray just hanging out there on the outside. Meanwhile, Keaton Burnett, now even he's making a little bit of a charge back into the field. He is now back in the spot that he started at earlier today. Pretty darn impressive considering he was in 10th place off the start. He got thrown back at about 15th, 16th, and now moves up quicker there with the runs. John Tens, West Weekend still in this one, still battling out. Dakota Shepherd as well with Adam Flieger and Tristan Sykes kind of just marching their way around the track. one big thing I really just keep noticing over and over and over again is once you get a runoff on these guys and you're trying to get some speed built up, it's almost like the car just completely gives out or does not want to do any more than what it's really told. You know, I'm not really sure if, again, a lot of it just has to deal with the added pressure and the added problem of trying to build enough speed to actually make a runoff on them. But, I mean, once you're in that lead and you're in that clean air, it seems like that's all you really need. That's kind of destroying your run. We know how tough and how fast that some of these guys can be, and now they can really bring out the best in you and also the worst of you. And they are really doing that and then some. Showcasing all that power, all that strength, and all those hard charges and hard racing. West winging right now, hanging in the back of the zone here. Top 15 going at it here. John Timms currently in 14th, 15th West Wigan, and then of course the one that's behind him, Justin Johnson, the number 10, got caught up in that little wreck earlier on, did not see to find his way out of it in time. Looking to try to maybe make up for that and maybe make up for a little bit more than then some. '29 machine right up ahead here. Looking to maybe give him some room here. Maybe looking for a little runoff here. Chris Elliott though with massive damage on that front hood, and I hope I did not give him the old broadcaster curse for talking with him earlier. I know I've done that before a few too many times in the show. Whoa! And there are problems down there, unfortunately. Caution flies out here. Try to get these cars revamped in. Keaton Burnett though, major trouble there for the 37 machine. Well, really big trouble there. Oh boy. Might have a steering valve broke off or a tie rod go down. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, this might have done it. Let's take a look at it. James Ray came right up on him, and I'm not sure if this was a block or if this was kind of to defend, but Keaton definitely got in there with Ray, unfortunately, and Keaton gets kind of toe tapped in. Thought he might have brought it back straight in, then you can see he's just brought it way too far up to the right and just could not get out of that little mess of his. Caution lights were flying out there. Unfortunately, there's not much he could really do about it. So now it's gonna kind of rewrap, resack, and all that here. So, well, we definitely gotta get a long run in there, and definitely got a lot of laps punched in. But there is still room and laps to go here on PTM Racing TV. Which one of these drivers is gonna be pushing this one even more to their limits? Find out when we return here on the show. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you in part by good friends over at Pressure Works at Twitch/LSR Gaming X. At our friends over at Silverquick 1212 TTV. By Turpen Associates Insurance Agency. By Shop Talk with Lonestar Racing. By Merciless Pros. By the Joe Sixpack Podcast. And by ZB Simtography. Thanks to these great individuals and all these people that have come on board to help us out. They have literally helped raise awareness and help raise money to get this off the ground and off the track here, obviously, tonight. You heard earlier they made an extra couple $100 just from this race alone from last season. The last time they were out here, obviously, they made a good chunk of money that was definitely donated in large part to help out with the community and help out with the group, but But I will say, though, it is kind of crazy to believe that we, have raised, there has been even more money raised up to help kind of structure the effort and kind of keep this one in play. So once again, now that some of the guys that were faster up front are now going to find themselves in through the bit of the back here. So here we go now, everyone lining back up into their individual positions, into their individual shots here. Remember as well, folks, here we may be broadcasting live on Facebook, but just remember this will be showcased in its entirety up on YouTube following the race here tonight. So if you have friends or family that don't have Facebook but they missed the race, don't worry, we'll always got you covered. On to the green flag restart we go here. We still got a lot of laps to go. And Brandon Minnick is going to be the one now that has got the race lead in his grasp and in his possession here. Off the start, though, guys that were in the front now having to fight off with guys that were in the back. Carlos Ramos, though, he is the one they're eyeing the most here. Pounding the throttle down in, trying to keep his distance alive here. We've got more problems down there. Unfortunately, though, Keaton Burnett once again in a bit of a catastrophe here for him in the 37. Guys trying to slow down, trying to get off the pace here, build back up to speed. Take a look at the replay here. We'll see what transpires here. Looked like he might have overdrove it a little bit coming through in turn number 3. Looks like, oh, no, that definitely was not anything other than the 77. I think that might have been Tim Johns there, unfortunately, getting in that wreck there. Sean Timms, yeah, he was the one that was involved in it. Take one more look at it here and see what we can see on his end. Another look at it here, you can see, right, this looks like everything's okay. Yeah, right there at the moment. 4 wide, oh my goodness, a 4 wide slew riding on the back straight where they come clear, which I would have thought that'd have been what started it. Just overdrove it slightly though in the corner, and unfortunately there was no man's land when you're driving in that hard. Just kind of lost all the speed and lost all the control and the equipment down there, unfortunately. But thankfully the safety guards and all that doing their job and making sure every single one of these drivers are okay and remain safe throughout this event, throughout the showcase, as much as the fans do as well. So we'll bring our drivers back around town and back into playing field we go. Still a little bit more time left to progress in, and still a little bit more time to really press on with. Nowhere near done with this field and nowhere near done with this race at all. Tristan Sykes and Brandon Minnick, kind of two guys I don't think anyone was really expecting to be up front as much as they are right now. Kind of having a little bit of a field day, especially considering Ryan Kuhn is right behind him and even Bill Miller. Wes Wagon and Jonathan Atkins, Jesse Hogue, Dakota Shepard, Carlos Ramos, James Ray rounding out your top 10. So we're going to see pretty much this restart be kind of a telegraph area for a lot of these guys to kind of place the position in. So here we go. Drivers are now set and fielded in for motion. And it makes you just wonder more and more how much is left down on that track and down in those cars. For either one of these drivers to be able to push to their absolute fullest potential and fullest credibility here. Well, we're about to find out now. Lining up back off into the distance here into turn number 4. We're just about ready to approach 50 laps to go. The restart is set and good to go. We are back on the run and we're underway once again. Field making their rounds, making their way in here at the spot on the gate here. Adam Fligger, the number 14 now. He is on the verge, on the charge, and as well as the mad scientist himself, Justin Johnson. Looking to kind of keep up with his playing field and his strategy here tonight. You heard him say earlier, throttle rhythm and throttle control is something he really was starting to learn from the asphalt side of things, and I can certainly concur from that one. I used to be more of a dirt guy until I really started to know that I needed to kind of calm down a little bit on my throttle rhythm and started figuring out how to do that with using asphalt as a great example. Actually got to the point where I used to really hate the update they did with those late models. Actually, I now really like those late models, even with the little style they do with them. I kind of like them. A little bit of front straightaway here. 3 wide salute in between. Carlos Ramos, man, give him credit. He is just managing to muscle his way down to the track. James Ray, much of the same, trying to avoid trouble though with Jesse Hoke, kind of getting himself up into the wall protection there for a brief minute. Brandon Minnick losing all that ground, losing all that time. Finds himself in a bit of a bad spot, a bit of a bad, tricky little area here. Bill Miller and Jonathan Atkins have now hunted down Ryan Kuhn. They are looking to knock down the favorite here. The number 1 qualifier here tonight is in trouble and in desperate need to hold down the field and hold down the fort here, knowing what could happen here. This kind of level, this kind of playing field, it really just narrows down to strategy and speed and control and consistency. So much really levels out the field, and playing at stakes like this, the risk is high and the reward just as high, if not maybe better. Brandon Minnick obviously trying to play a little bit of that long-term game of the strategy and keep the car in a pretty good spot, but he did not see to it the power and momentum that is playing out here tonight. Bit of a holdout from his time and his generation. He could not seem to keep himself in play though, and really stay on the verge of success and then some. Junior Johnson now up 11 spots. He is marching to the field like they're nothing to him. Like a soldier on the battlefield, he just finds the line and finds the grip and just kind of keeps on digging his heels into the dirt and finding out the run where he can get him the most. Atkins pushing it up top side here, looking to maybe hammer off and trying to put the 00 to work here. James Ray knows he cannot let him get him away with this one, but Atkins says, I'll just cross you over on the bottom and I'll go to the top and then back to the bottom and do it again. He's got it around him. And now he's going to try to see if he can do the same to Ryan Kuhn here. Thing is, though, this is kind of Kuhn's wheelhouse. He wants him to do it, and he wants him to try to burn him up or try to burn those tires in. He knows if he goes for a broke, he will put himself in a very, very dark place here. We're down to just over 42 laps remaining this next time by on the green. 150 laps here at Kansas has been an absolute barn burner shootout, kind of drag out fight for many of these drivers. For some, it's a matter of just survival to the finish and giving it everything you got. For others though, it's more than that. Lap traffic is now going to intervene here majorly. They're going to be a bit of a trouble and nuisance here from the leader, but Kuhn managing to sneak his way down so quickly off the bottom. 3 wide slip for a brief minute there. Look at James Reagan put to a foot full there from Bill Miller. Bill Miller, man, I have no idea how the heck this guy can really weigh onto him as much as he is right now, but he is doing that and then some. I don't think he's even risking. I don't even think he's really caring about the risk versus the reward. I think he's more worried about just trying to succeed with the reward rather than actually getting himself into the biggest of risks. Lap traffic once again into the wall, trying to stay out. Ramos avoids it. And another caution flies out here. Looks like Jesse Horath unfortunately finds themselves in the receiving end and the troublemaker, if you will. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the hood is gone on that one, or if not, well, it's bent in pretty good there, I will say. Take a look at the replay here so we can get a good look at this here, and I don't think we're going to get another look at it. So looks like this is when the caution came out. Obviously you're going to see them kind of getting tangled up a little bit. Hopefully, I think we should. There we go, you see there it is, the 12 got tangled in there, and back to the Shadow Realm he goes, unfortunately. He's going to have to go to the back of the outhouse and work his way back up to the White House for this one. Well, that certainly has been a treat and an overall bit of a wild race here. Chris W. Watkins kind of playing mind games here with the driver, sends him on down. So we've kind of already blown our wad when it comes to who we all can talk with. We've already talked to every single one of our drivers here tonight. We've talked to a lot of the crew members, a lot of the folks here. So really, there's not a whole lot else we can really discuss with the drivers, or really anyone else out there, because well, we kind of hit everybody in that spot, in that direction. Now it just boils down to who will be able to last out the longest, with only about 36 laps remaining on the restart, maybe about 35 in total. Still a lot of action to go here. So here we go, back onto the restart zone here, back up for the Lonestar Racing crew. We're going to fire him back up and get him back down to the action. And look out down below. Looks like Bill Miller's already opted to stay high. James Ray was going for broke on the bottom lane, saw him trying to maybe sneak in a little three-wide slit opportunity here. Close corner racing, look out for Atkins. He's pushing, he's shoving, he wants all of this one and then some. Wasn't enough time to make a move off Kuhn though. Kuhn was able to defend him out and fire him upright. Certainly made a huge difference and a lot more of under control carnage than we think we really thought of here. They kept it clean, and Carlos Ramos now moving into the 6th place spot. If I know that crew is honestly watching very closely here, they want to see him get a win in. But again, they got some heavy hitters still firing out. The 9G, Travis Bertzer. Travis Bertzer is making everything work and then some, and maintaining and manhandling it on the track. Pretty incredible to say the least, just how well, I mean, these guys have been able to adapt from dirt to asphalt as well as they have. Kind of a wacky little world we live in, I guess. You know, it's kind of crazy. See the adaptation. I know we've seen it before at Pushing Limits Racing League, but this is like a whole dirt ball game. Again, they went from those enduros and that style of racing with the dirt stocks to now what we see here with these Gen 6 Cup cars. being put on full display and being put on full runoff mode. Close corners here, everyone kind of getting a little bit closer off the edge here. Still maneuvers are now being deciphered what they want to do here with only about 30 laps remaining on the track. Kuhn doing everything he can to defend off right now. Look back in the pack here right now. Look at Justin Johnson. He is manhandling these other guys on the bottom lane. Trying to keep him in check and trying to make him honest. Gotta keep him honest. Gotta keep him real. You gotta make sure they are not trying to play you for a fool. Doing that and then some. Kevin Blue here at the 54 we saw earlier. Damaged up. Got cleaned up. Fixed all right. Him and Craig Lewis just doing whatever they can feel like here and hanging in between. Whoa! Kristen Sykes nearly taking for a little shuttle right there, taking for a little bit of a hard off corner. Did not fall into that playing field though, manages to stay out of trouble, if you will. Well, whatever run that Carlos Ramos or Johnson had now, looks like they may be fading off slightly here. Bertzer and Roberts going down in there with a little bit of each other, and then a little fight off in playing Gale Go. Bertzer has been pretty much kind of in that upper half, the upper echelon all day long, but he's yet to really make a huge statement here, make a huge runoff on these guys. Maybe looking to change that here and now. James Ray, man, he has been wheeling and dealing it for quite a bit here. Look out, Brian. Actually, I did just completely mess this up here. Look out, Chris W. Watkins taking the race lead over from Ryan Kuhn. We've got ourselves a battle for the race lead for the first time really tonight. This is a true battle for the ages here right now. Kuhn trying to hold back the run here on the 21. Knows he's got a little bit of work to do, although that caution flag's not what you want to see in this case. Sean Roberts trouble down there in the 66. And now all of a sudden this just got flipped upside down, even more so than usual. Well, let's take a look at the replay. Let's see what happened here. Daniel Worthington, Biertzer did get into it. Looks like coming off of turn 2. Yep. Biertzer, Roberts. Oh man, what a tough break there. And again, there's not a whole lot you can do from that angle. I mean, what else can you really expect other than just the absolute worst? There's nothing you can get at. There's no way to get out of it. There's no way to really persevere from it. There's just no real angle here other than just you're gonna go for a ride, and that's all you can do. I mean, frustration factor is certainly there. I will say we'll take one more look at it from another angle here. This is what you definitely don't ever want to see as a driver, and you don't have to want to put yourself into. But unfortunately, it can happen to the best of them. Here's one last time. You can see just slightly loose off, and too little, too late. So last minute pit strategies now being put in full use. Obviously fuel, mileage, and tires being managed out here now. Not much left they could really do other than just kind of get what they can here. What is absolute wild race. This has been from start to finish. Really, there's really no else to put it. It's just been wild to begin with. And again, all the activities this week started back with the showcase paint schemes here that we've seen before. And again, now you see Brandon Minnick in that 5 machine. He is pretty much now kind of locked up in position. He may have been the runner-up in the paint schemes week to our friend Justin Johnson in that number 10 machine. But you know one thing, he'll certainly try to hammer down, trying to pour on the throttle a little bit more if he is needed to get that chance and get that opportunity here. But will he get it? Now Chris Watkins making a strong maneuver around Ryan Kuhn. And Kuhn had to go into pit road to get one last little adjustment of fuel in to try to help his car out for that last bit. Hard to say though it's going to be enough, but there's only one way to find out. So here we go. 20 laps left in this race. The Toys for Tots charity race here at Kansas Speedway here tonight. Presented by, of course, Lonestar Racing and all the wonderful sponsors, and really by you fans at home watching every single time out on this track. Truly, we cannot thank you enough. We cannot thank you for all the support that you've given to us, as well as these drivers and the crews that come out here to try to put on a show for you at all home. This is the time and this is the place now to crown ourselves a winner. Will we get that opportunity to get to it? And if I do sound a little tired as well, someone just really messaged me and said, you sound a little tired. Well, remember I did remember this is the third broadcast I've done today, so I haven't been able to really catch my breath. So just be aware of that. We're getting back here now down to it. Watkins and Minnick will be trying to work together with each other, try to help each other out a little bit. Coming right out of the start, Watkins, great run down with good momentum, but look at Minnick on the inside. Here comes the number 5, and Ryan Kuhn, oh my goodness, 3 wide, so shoots the gap right in between. Ryan Kuhn, right through the field, and literally like a bullet through the target. Aim, lock, fired. Ryan Kuhn is your new leader. Oh my. That takes a lot of control and conservation to do it. Oh, Atkins gets sent to the shadow realm. Oh! He got toe tapped and taken for a ride. Unfortunately, could not get out of it in time, and that's going to cost him all the momentum he built up and maintained to get there with the field. Unlike Kuhn, unfortunately, the racing gods did not bless day 17 for this one. That was not what he wanted to see. Just that slight tap and that little hit right there is all it took. And oh man, huge hit into the wall protection there. Could not get out of that one whatsoever. Just nothing you can do about it, man. There's absolutely nothing you can really predict or even change to think about it here. You can see right here, this is where the gap shot. He went for the run. 99 just kind of tags him just slightly there. Car stayed on the ground at least. That's the good news, but downside is now, if he wants any chance to get back up to that race leader spin, well, now he's really going to have to even push even harder than he was before. Bit of a curveball out of left field here. So now, from 20 laps to just shrinking them down even more, this is just getting more and more hard to handle and hard to master if you want to be the absolute beast and the top of the best here to know. Yeah, the crazy thing is they had a pretty solid state there, a pretty solid runoff. You know, when that long run there for a little bit, then when the caution came out, it completely nullified and slowed everybody back into place and kind of back onto the track here. Now this is pretty much just a fight to survive kind of surveil here. Don't really have much of a choice in the way of it. Double filing back up onto the restart zone. We're now going to bring him back around town, and it's time for 14 laps remaining. absolutely wild, chaotic, frenetic, and just call out of control racing, to say the least. Well, how will we finish this one out, and how is this one going to end? Well, we're about to find out. Back to the green flag we go. It's time to charge these bad boys up again. Well, on the restart here, there are no more gimmies. It's just get and go. Forget about the rest. Just charge up and quick and fire them out. Kuhn with an impressive restart and a great style out of the gate. No trouble there whatsoever here. You can see the rest of the field are moving in between now. Both at a better, trying to move on the outside, but on the inside, Carlos Ramos now taking on the attack, taking on control. Tristan Sykes now put in the same predicament he was in just a lap or two ago. Got 3 wide suited. Oh, this time the shoe is on the other foot though. Oh my. Right in between, Bill Miller got sent in and almost sent to the shadow realm. Bill avoided that one. Sean Roberts hanged on and pushed everything to its limits, and now he's fighting it out there. Brandon Minnick and James Ray right up ahead. Minnick can't hold back Roberts. Roberts wants all of it and then some now on these guys. They have enough round again. Atkins. Oh my goodness. Got sent out of here. Tristan Sykes up on his roof. Oh, and takes a huge lick there off of turn 2. Unfortunately, car comes to settle an arrest, but definitely took a lot, and I mean a lot of damage from that unfortunately big hit there. And that one might have been the deal that settled the score for him. There it is right there at 34, just clips the 99, and then the 99, well, I really don't know how else to explain it. He just got flipped, flopped, and everything in between. That's the best way to look at it. Yeah, this point right here, he didn't even know what happened until it was too little too late. He was already up on his roof, and I think he was just, oh! As soon as he got hit there, I think that's what kind of scares you. It's like when time just stands still in front of you right there and then. So now, well, we've hit the 2-hour mark on our stream here, so that's definitely the longest we've had in quite some time here on PTM Racing TV, at least the Facebook Live editions anyway. YouTube Live we had, I think it was last week we had over one of those 2 hours. It's kind of weird to see on the Facebook end though that we now have a lot live stream a little bit longer than that. So here it is now, 7 laps left. And I guarantee if you thought they were being aggressive on the first restart, you haven't seen nothing yet. This one may be their most aggressive restart they've had yet to date. Hard to say yet, but I've got a pretty good hunch. This could get a very, very hard restart. Off the green flag, back up. Oh, well, they're already at it now. Look out for that guy behind them. Pushing each other in and out of the way here, trying to make moves where they can, trying to find momentum where they can get it to. Sean Roberts cutting the nose right off of Watkins. Look at Remo slamming the gas straight down into the floorboards. Ryan Kuhn trying to get away from the draft of James Ray. Look at the 3 wide slip mixed in between now. Ledbetter trying to move them off and trying to move through the field. Ramos right in between. There's not a lot of room there for them to do that. They're going to hold it though. Ramos trying to maybe give one last charge up, trying to stabilize it down. 3 wide, so still continuing. They'll hang on. Whoa, right behind him, though. Craig Lewis, hold on, buddy, hold on. Oh, the 11 almost got out of control there, but the car stabilizes now just enough. Now that looks like the outside comes into effect. It looks like Watkins knows what he's up to up there with only 5 laps remaining. Oh, no, the big wreck right happens right behind him as well, though. Ramos involved. Johnson involved, and a huge hit there. Oh my. Bill Miller gets clobbered in. Now it's time for green-white checker territory, but what the heck happened to everyone in between there? Oh my goodness. This one got wild and wilder and wilder. Yeah, we were wondering. Well, looks like Ramos just overdrove it. Johnson just kind of tried to evade it. Couldn't quite get out of it in time. Caution didn't come out till Bill Miller unfortunately got entangled, and unfortunately everybody now has to decipher what the heck they're going to be able to do here. All I know is this is just even crazier than I thought it was going to be for a race like this. Green-white checkered attempt is coming up. So there it is. Lights are off on the pace car. 2 laps remain. All for a good cause, all to help those in need and help those in the best way possible. It has been an absolute mind-bending warfare. Just to even kind of give themselves a little bit of an idea of what's going on down there. It's been crazy and it's been good, but it has been still a whole lot of racing. Now leading up to this moment, a green, white checkered attempt coming up. Can they get this one in? Ryan Kuhn is going to have his hands busy, his hands full with James Ray and the rest of the field. They will march their way around 3 wide salute once again out of the gate. Trying to find opportunities where they can, find moments where they can. Where they could and where they should. Ray trying to hang on, trying to get the draft line up in between. You can see a little bit of movement yet again. Caution back out, caution's back out. Take a look at PTM replay. They're going to get one more green, white checkered attempt. And I do not know where the wreck came from. There's no confirmation on that at all. Nothing whatsoever. So they're just going to have to refile them up one more time, and they get one last chance. Hey, you gotta be wondering in your mind, probably eventually, you know, you gotta be thinking as a leader, how much more can you give and how much more can you take and dish out just to hang on? It's been pretty much all over the moon and every which way to Sunday just to try to hang on to that lead there. And I know Kuhn has got to be thinking that more and more. It's like, man, if I can't get a good restart on this one, I may lose this. I may lose this. Obviously, that's not what he wants to have happen, but he knows it could be a troublesome territory if he's not careful here. One more time around, and then we're going to get this one wrapped up one way or another. No matter what. There is no more opportunities and no more chances. You either survive or you don't. There it is. Double file them up. One more chance. One more restart. Kind of a go big, go home, go broke, go for it all kind of run here. Major maneuvering coming up, major battles coming down to the wire. This last restart can settle everything and then some in a huge score of it all. Here we come now, down out of turn number 4 this time, by to the restart zone. We're gonna get them back underway once again. Can they hold off for a restart and finish this one under checkers? No matter what, the caution comes out, it's over, it doesn't matter. They will freeze the spots and position where you finished. I think James Ray is very well aware of that. He knows he's going to have to do everything he can around Kuhn. Kuhn is blocking and defending every ounce of this track he can. But again, how much of that is going to end up affecting it here? The white flag out this time by. Last minute golden opportunity to strike here and go for it all. Will there be enough left? Everyone trying to evasive action, trying to get their last minute positions in top 3. All in for the run, all in for the end. But out of turn 3 and 4, that's not enough for Ray this time. Brian Kuhn is going to win another one. Eric Kansas Speedway. And a crazy third place battle to the end. See Sean Roberts, the 66, pull off a W and win it. In third place here, at least to the drag race, that is. But for your race winner, that may be more than he thought. A huge victory. The RKM crew and the RKM series, and Ryan Kuhn, man, he's going to do another one. A huge win for him and his team, and a huge win, really, I feel, in general for this crew. But I think more than anything, I think he's just happy he was able to pull this one off when he did and where he did. And I think he's just going to park it up there. Gonna do a little Polish victory lap around the track. Make sure he can wave to the fans, wave to the crowd, and wave to the field and the people around him. Absolutely heartwarming and really at the same time very impressive to say the least, and pull off this kind of runoff and this chance to the end. Great stuff from his end and great stuff from the very end of it all. Let's take a listen in and chat with our drivers here tonight. See if we can get Josh Roberts in real quick here. I don't know if he will be joining us here or not. So we got James Ray and all them. Oh, there's the burnouts I was waiting for there from the 72. I thought he might do them. Well, he got the burnouts in. He got them going pretty good here. Here's John Roberts, the third place finisher here tonight. Think we'll give him the third place finish Monarch and call that one for him. James Ray, the 00, though, comes away with a solid second place finish to end out his night. And really, probably one of the better ends of his run here, to say the least. Let's take a listen now and talk with him here. James, congratulations on a second place finish, man, in a hard, long fought battle, but looked like on that last restart you were going to give it everything you got to Kuhn. He just got kind of away from you there.
Yeah, I timed those last few restarts alright, I guess. It just didn't have enough for him.
Certainly not, indeed. But, man, at the end of the day, I mean, you can't sell yourself short. You gave it quite a showing, great run, and 150 laps. I mean, that's a lot of laps here to just try to survive on this track, man.
Yeah, I mean, after I got in a couple tangles up there, still. We'll take it, because it's kind of like a win,
Yeah, absolutely, indeed. Well, nevertheless, here, James, as you come away here, second place tonight, is there anybody you want to thank here for this finish?
EE Sports and Adrenaline Spikes for my paint, man.
Well, I definitely got to think they are probably appreciative and happy for this finish in this race here tonight for you and your crew. Congratulations, man, and it was certainly great to see you on PTM Racing TV tonight.
Thank you, guys, and thank you for putting all this on, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, James Ray, your second place finisher here tonight. So we'll go ahead and pretty much now bring it to the race winner. Unfortunately, I don't think Ryan will be joining us here, so a big congratulations to him and the crew, obviously on a victory, well-deserved and well fought out to the end kind of victory here for him and the crew. And, well, I guess maybe he actually might be joining us here. Well, first I'll ask Johnson. Johnson, is he allowed to come in, or is he wanting to come in?
No, they're asking if you're going to do driver interviews, so I'm telling them they need to be in our Discord here.
Oh, yeah.
You do have Ryan Kuhn down there in the Asphalt General.
Yep.
He's the winner. I don't know about the other guy. Who is that? Sean Roberts?
Sean Roberts, yeah.
That was your third place finisher.
Yep, we just talked with the second, so let's go ahead and bring in the third, and then I'll get Sean Kuhn in here. Or
Okay,
Ryan
cool
Kuhn.
deal.
Sean Kuhn. Sorry, Ryan, if when you get to this. Well, here he is right now, ladies and gentlemen, your third place finisher tonight, Sean Roberts, in the 66. Sean, congratulations on a third place finish, man. You still had a bit of a long run end there, and really came down to that last corner where you managed to just hold him up by about 300ths of a second for third. Talk about that real of race, and you had a fight to the end with, man.
Bo gave me a good run. I mean, the last the previous GWC, he had me almost timed perfectly to where he got me inside. But I somehow kept it in and kept him behind, and he tried coming around and the same thing, and he just had a run on me, and I was somehow able to hold him off on the outside. I thought he had me.
We thought, honestly, it could have gone either way as well, but at the end of the day, you still had a good showing and a good run up there at the very end. If there's anything you could have done differently, would you have tried to do anything differently here?
No, I wouldn't have done anything differently. Thankfully, I had that fast repair when I got dumped. Wherever that was, like 124 or whatever lap that was.
Yeah, really.
I was able to.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. I was able to get in there, get my fresh tires, and fast repair the car, and I was able to somehow place top 3.
You placed top 3 and managed to get yourself into the podium. So I have to ask you, Roberts, as we get ready to sign out tonight, man, is there anybody you want to thank you for this finish?
I just want to give a shout out to my guys over at Shenandoah Shine, the great group over there. I've been having fun running with them in some races that we've done recently, and also YS Motorsports. I did 6 hours of Nürburgring with them this morning. Had a blast with them as well.
For sure there. Well, Sean, we had a blast having you on board here tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, man, and congratulations on a podium top 3 finish tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Sean Roberts, ladies and gentlemen, the number 66 driver, coming away with a third place finish. But this man now joins me in your race winner for the Toys for Tots charity event. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the 72, Ryan Kuhn. And Ryan, what a long, drawn-out fight to the end, and you pretty much were just fighting it either from getting it up to the front or just trying to keep everyone away from you getting past you on the front, man. How was it tonight with you and this crew?
It was fun racing. It really came down to tire strategy at the end there. When the guys on new tires blew by me, I'm like, man, we need a caution quick. And now if I knew if we could go about 10, 15 laps and then get a caution, get our last set of tires, we would have been all right. And luckily, strategy worked out perfect. Couldn't have gone much better. So tire strategy worked out perfect. Stinks that some of my other guys couldn't get through the field like I could, but it was really fun.
This really was fun, and I'll say one little thing real quick before we kind of ask you who you want to thank you for this one. But I just want to ask this: when you had probably, I think it was about 50, it was like it was like 10 laps or 15 laps remaining. But I remember one little spot here. You had shot through a 3 wide gap and then shot up to the race lead. All of a sudden, did you plan that, or did that just come out of nowhere? Because we saw that, we were like, wait a minute.
I kind of worked out good for the way it worked out, panned out. I think a guy with damage was leading, and the two guys had a tandem draft going down the backstretch, passing him. Like, man, do I go to the top? Do I go to the bottom? And I saw one guy go way up, the other guy go way down. I'm like, all right, I got to go to the middle. So I went to the middle, was able to squeeze through the middle. I saw the guy on the bottom sneaking up a little bit. I think he was sliding the front tires because he was on old tires, but that's what you get on old tires. It's not much grip, but I was luckily able to get by the leader there. Tires seemed to mean a lot more than I thought they were gonna, which is shocking at Kansas, especially with the way the asphalt is. But I mean, all in all, it panned out really good and worked out really good for me. And like I said, stinks for my other teammates. Got caught up in wrecks there in the last 25 laps, but you get them days.
Absolutely. Well, at the end of the day, though, you're going to have the best day around in the top spot tonight. So I have to ask you, as you are the winner here tonight for the Toys for Tots charity race, is there anybody you want to thank here for this one?
I'd like to thank Bernier's Liquors first and foremost, Everett's Auto Parts, Modern Auto Body, Quickie Driver Development Program, and one special thank you, even though it's to basically myself, RKM Setup Shop. Today we were able to purchase over 25 Toys for Tots for our little setup shop program. Basically took a bunch of our profits and was able to purchase a bunch of Toys for Tots. And we're not done. We're not stopping there either. We're getting even more gifts for kids, and we're trying to do all we can for charity with the little funding we got. So I can't thank my RKM Setup Shop customers enough. This is the only reason that this is even possible is because of our customers. I can't thank them enough. Go check us out, rkmsetupshop.com. We got all the short track cars. We got dirt cars. We're going to have dirt cars for 2022. I'm proud to, and also proud to announce we're going to be going NASCAR racing for 2022 also. So most of those profits are going to go right back into charity. It's a cool little deal. But I'm excited to see what we got down the road.
Well, if you guys are loud and clear, I think you might need to go and support RKM Setup Shop and all their speeds and build up they've got going on right now. Ryan, congratulations to your crew and your team for a solid race and a victory here tonight.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, from RKM Motorsports, Ryan Kuhn, and your race winner here tonight in the 72. And that is all, but going to wrap it up here tonight. This has been wild. This has been crazy. We cannot thank you enough here on PTM Racing TV, and the sad part is tomorrow's going to be more wild. I don't know what the heck they even thought they were going to do for me, but nevertheless, a big thank you again to all our friends at Pressure Works, at Twitch, LSR Gaming X, at Silver Quick 1212 TTV, at Turpen Associates Insurance Agency, at Shop Talk with Lonestar Racing, at Merciless Pros, at Joe Sixpack Podcast, and of course, CB Simtography. Big thank you to them. Big thank you to all you fans at home. We cannot thank you enough for everything. It has been a wonderful and adventureful journey. We are signing off for the night. We will see you, though, very, very soon from all of us here at PTM Racing TV. 2 races tomorrow, not 3. Don't worry, unless someone gets crazy and they say, hey, wait a minute, we want to add a third one in there. You never know anymore, but we love you guys, and we will catch you when the green flag flies next time on PTM Racing TV. Thank you again for tuning in.